What is going on, FT3000? Back in the place to be, and welcome back to King Arthur Legends Rise. So today is the day, if you're on Android, that you can now play the game in a no-wipe open beta. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Now, I've covered this game multiple different times, so if you want to know more about the game itself, some of the mid-game content, etc., definitely check out some of my previous videos. But in this video, I just want to kind of put the game on your radar, let you know that I am getting started today. I'm not gonna wait for the PC client or I don't worry about the iOS, but I'm not gonna wait for the PC client to get started. I'm gonna go ahead and get started today. So we'll go ahead and do a couple of summons here. One of the better summon animations, it looks like there's a small bug on the summon animation for Android, but you know what? That's what betas are for. Now, as far as some of these things like these weapon fragments and some of the rarities, we'll talk about that here in this video because I can already see some people kind of talking about a few things that are not like other gacha games. So let's start off with that, right? So I'm gonna go over here into my hero collection. Now, in this game, for whatever reason, there are no such things as epics. Now, the reason why that's important is that while you're doing summons, you're gonna get a bunch of rares thinking that you're getting booty units. You're not getting booty units, dude. You're actually getting epics. I don't know why they haven't changed that. But it basically goes uncommon, then it goes rare, then it goes legendary. So even though it looks like rare, and in most games rares are pretty like low tier units, these are actually the equivalents to epics in this game, right? So do keep that in mind. Also, while you're getting, weapon fragments in the gacha, I know it kind of feels a little weird. So in this game, as you're getting weapon shards, and actually I have a weapon already unlocked that I can give you a live example for, right? So when you get this uncommon mage, he has this little fire staff equipped, and you'll notice that you'll do some summons and you'll be getting fragments of weapons that look just like this. So basically what they are and what they represent is an entire additional elemental type for that hero, right? So when you summon this guy, he has a fire staff, he's a fire mage. But as you get these weapon fragments, you'll unlock an additional element type. So you can see here, I also have a frost staff. So I can switch this character to be frost because I have his frost staff, or I can switch him to be fire if I want to. You can see very, very easy. You keep all of the same levels, all the same equipment. It's actually a pretty interesting system, but when you first see it, when you're doing gacha summons, getting weapon fragments, it doesn't feel good, like 100%, I totally agree, but it's actually a pretty nice system because it makes every single character in this game basically 3 characters. Every single character has an additional weapon that you can get fragments for. Once you get those fragments, once you summon that weapon, you can switch their element type at will. So this guy right over here, he's a frost mage. No, he's not. I'm about to summon his fire staff, and now I can make him a fire mage, right? So pretty nice. I actually like that, but I know it looks a little weird. Now, one thing that they've added since the beta is that they have expanded the restricted area. So if you guys remember my previous video, like using this guy Gorgos for an example. So before in beta, Gorgos's element type switched based on his level, right? So he'd be fire at level 10, he'd be ice at level 20, he'd be wind at level 25, and he went back and forth, back and forth. Now he's all fire all the time. And I think the reason why they did that is because they added additional bosses here. So I'm assuming that this bootleg Volibear over here is gonna be ice type. This bootleg Pumbaa, I got it right this time, he's probably gonna be wind. I'm making all this up, by the way. And this guy's probably gonna be, I don't know, light or dark or something. I'm not sure. But it looks like they've expanded it out. That way you can just bring your ice team here and use your ice team on this boss all the time. And then use your wind team over here to beat up Volibear. And then use like your fire team here to beat up Pumbaa, right? Leave it to FG to always use all the wrong names. You're welcome. And then you have your equipment dungeon, which has its own separate set of an entirely different list of bosses. And then the same exact thing when it comes to the talisman dungeon. And as I unlock this, as I continue playing, I'll show you more and more of the gameplay as we move along, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump on in and do some combat, just in case you guys have not seen this game in a hot minute.
Upon pulling Excalibur from the stone, Arthur was crowned king of Camelot.
No spoilers, right? So let's do some gameplay while we're here. Just in case you guys have not seen King Arthur Legends Rise, we'll go through a little bit of gameplay here. Looks like we're getting a warm welcome at the docks. So let us get it on. Looks like the enemy type here is gonna be mostly fire. So I just leveled up a few ice units. I'm gonna bring all of them to the squad, drop my green unit. So now I have 1 fire, then everyone else is going to be frost. And this is my first time using them. Let me turn this autoplay off as soon as I can. Oh, it's not on. So just like most gacha games, this game does have an elemental advantage and disadvantage system. So they're all fire, so I brought a bunch of ice units, but there's actually more than that. So check this out. Heroes receive buffs from their preferred weather in the battle environment. So yes, there are additional buffs if your characters are fighting in the weather that they prefer. So very interesting, right? So some characters like fighting in the daytime, some characters like fighting in the rain, etc., or at night, stuff like that. So that's something else that you can look at in addition to the elemental advantage and disadvantage, skills, etc., etc. And another thing that you probably have already noticed is that you have pretty much free reign to kind of walk around these maps, uncover side quests, collectibles, things of that nature. And that's something you definitely want to do, because as you unlock those side stories, you know, you find all the collectibles on the map, you're gonna get tons of treasure. And if you find yourself kind of getting stuck on some of the harder encounters early on in the game, which you will do, maybe take a break and try to 100% the chapter by finding all the collectibles, because as you can see, there are different milestones here that are gonna give you, you know, EXP potions, cash shop currency, including summons, and you can absolutely defeat these chapters with, like, I don't know, I'm gonna make this number up, like 46% completion. You can actually beat an entire chapter and miss all these other things that are gonna give you tons of rewards. So definitely keep that in mind. This game does have quite a bit of RPG mechanics along with its gotchiness as well. And as you're playing through the game, very early on, you're gonna unlock the Royal Road. This is basically one of those types of achievement systems. As you do things in the game is gonna give you lots of rewards. One thing to keep in mind though, some of these things are not retroactive, so definitely check into this all the time. Like certain things like, you know, having a character that's level 20, that's retroactive, but certain things like, you know, dismantle gear and stuff like that is not retroactive. So definitely check into this constantly. Make sure you're always kind of completing the ones that are next. That way you don't waste resources not getting the achievements that you achieved. And the same thing applies to basic training. I hate this stuff, but it's really, really easy to just knock this out. Get all through all 6 of these bad boys and get a bunch of rewards as well. And I just got myself one more summon. Dude, can we get one good summon for the YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Just one. Please? Pull the sword out. Ah, come on. I need him to use both hands, dude. If you see him use both hands, that's how you know. So that's going to do it for right now. Like I said earlier in the video, I've showed more of the game, you know, mid-level and late mid-level already. So if you want to know more about the game, definitely check out my previous videos. So that's going to do it for today's video. Stay tuned for more content on King Arthur Legends Rise as I try to get back to where I was in beta and beyond that, so I can show you guys some more gameplay. I wish I was playing that PC client though, but mobile is good. Like, I'm spoiled now. Now that I've actually seen the PC client, dude, you guys don't even know, bruh. Like, Unreal Engine 5 be flexing on PC. Mobile, it's okay. Like, mobile is solid. Like, don't get me wrong, but dude, the PC client is like really, really good. But it's fun to finally get here and not have to worry about my content being wiped. Dude, I have replayed the beginning stages of this game so many times. Hopefully never again, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully never again. Here's my little ice team going at it. So this is going to be kind of interesting too as well. Now you can actually just have one set team to go through all of your awakened stuff, which is good for me. I need to drop, I don't need to have 2 tanks on this team, but that's the only thing I have right now. It's not beta anymore when I just had a bunch of currency to do a bunch of summons. Now, dude, I got I got to be free to play for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Got to test it out. Deep stab. And down goes, a little early there, FG. No, I'm not. Yeah, you're right. And down goes, still early, FG. Down goes Gorgos, dude. Worrying about you guys. I messed up. I missed my entry.